Today we will learn bar graph and double bar graph. Let's start with a bar graph. Let's understand this with an example. In bar graphs, the data is represented in the form of bars of uniform width drawn horizontally or vertically with equal spacing between them. Length of each bar is proportional to the data which it represents. Let's understand this with an example. Let's represent the following data using bar graph. To represent data graphically, first of all, we will draw a horizontal line and a vertical line as shown. Then, we write categories such as red, white, blue, grey and purple on horizontal axis and number of caps sold on vertical axis. Then, we will choose appropriate scale, that is, we will specify how many caps will be represented by a unit length of a bar. Here, we will choose 1 unit is equal to 10 caps. Accordingly, we will write the number of caps on the vertical axis. Now, we will find the height of bars as per the data. Here, 20 red caps were sold. To represent the number 20, we can draw a bar extending from 0 to 20 on vertical axis. It will be a bar of height 2 units. Similarly, for representing 45 white caps, we draw a bar extending from 0 to 45 on vertical axis. Here, note that any two divisions have 10 subdivisions. So, 45 will be represented by 4.5 units. This is how we can represent all the data on the bar graph. The advantage of bar graph is we can represent data much easily as well as in less time. By looking at bar graph, can you tell me the kind of caps sold the least? Here, the bar with the smallest height will be the answer. So, purple colored caps are sold the least. Can you tell me what is the difference between the number of red caps and blue caps sold from the shop? We can see that the height of bars differ by half unit. Since 1 unit represents 10 caps, so we can say that half unit represents 5 caps. Now, let's understand more about double bar graph. Following table shows the number of ice creams sold by seller A and seller B on Sunday. To draw a double bar graph, observe the values. We can see that lowest value is 35 and highest value is 52. That means the spread of the data, that is, the range is from 35 to 52. Choose a suitable scale. Here, if we use 1 unit is equal to 1 ice cream, then the bars will be very tall and we could not represent them on the paper. If we use a very large value, such as 1 unit is equal to 50, then it will be difficult to represent values like 35. So, an appropriate scale could be 1 unit is equal to 5 ice creams or 1 unit is equal to 10 ice creams, as most of the value can be represented using this scale. Can we choose 13 here? Think about it. No, since given values are not multiple of 13 or they cannot be easily represented, therefore, we cannot take 13 as the value of unit length. We will choose 1 unit length is equal to 10 ice creams. Now, here we have to draw 2 bars. So, we must differentiate them so that we can read them easily. To do so, we can write legends like this. We can draw bar like this to show the number of ice creams sold by seller A on Sunday and bar like this to show the number of ice creams sold by seller B on Sunday. Let's draw the double bar graph. First, draw vertical and horizontal axis. Show categories like strawberry, vanilla, chocolate, etc. on horizontal or vertical axis and show number of ice creams on other axis according to the scale taken. Here, since value less than 30 are not present, So we can skip those values and can start from 30 as well. To do so, we will draw a kink mark which shows that the values from 0 to 30 are not taken. Seller A sold 40 strawberry ice creams, so we will draw bars of length 0 to 40. He sold 42 vanilla ice creams. Here, 42 is between 40 and 50. Since each unit represents 10 ice creams, therefore we can say that the 10th part of unit represents 1 ice cream. So, to represent 42, we have to consider 2 parts of unit length out of 10 parts after 40. Thus, we will draw a bar extending from 0 to 42. In the same way, we will finish drawing a double bar graph of the given data. Note that we have used different kinds of bars to represent each seller. Let's understand some of the advantages of double bar graphs. As you can see, we can easily compare the sale of ice creams by two sellers on the same graph. For example, seller A sold 40 strawberry ice creams, while seller B sold 35 ice creams, that is, 5 ice creams less than seller A. Highest number of ice creams sold by seller A is 52, which is mango ice creams, while highest number of ice creams sold by seller B is 50, which is vanilla ice creams. Now, try to find the answers of following questions using this double bar graph. What is the difference between number of chocolate ice creams and vanilla ice cream sold by seller B on Sunday? What is the average of ice cream sold by seller A? I hope you can easily give answers to these questions. Thanks for watching this video.